Good morning, second graders. It is time for math. If you will pull out your page from yesterday, I wanted to check that together. I can't remember if we checked the bar graph together or not, but here's a picture of mine if you need to check yours. And go ahead and pause it for a minute. If we did already check it together, then we can go ahead and turn over to the back. And I do definitely want to check our addition and subtraction together because it has been so long since we have been together to do this. And I just want to make sure that we understand it. You can go ahead and pause the video and look at these quickly, check your answers to my answers. If you got a different answer, check it again and see if maybe I did it wrong, or hopefully I didn't do it wrong. Hopefully that you can check yours and get the right answer. I did circle one that I thought might be a little confusing that I wanted to check together. Actually, I circled two. The first one was number 19, and the reason I wanted to do that one together is because it is borrowing, or it is trying to subtract from 0. So let's write that one out together. Hopefully you got that right. 87 or 80 minus 37. Of course, if we have none, we cannot take 7 away. More on the floor. Go next door. Get 10 more. So we have 8 tens. We are going to borrow 1 10. That's going to leave 7 tens. We're going to take that 10 that we borrowed and put it right here by our 0. And if we put a 10 and a 0, we have 10. So now we can subtract. 10 minus 7 is 3. And 7 tens minus 3 tenths is 4 tens. And our answer is 43. The other one that I wanted to make sure that you checked is number 21. And the reason I wanted you to check that one is because all of these asked you to borrow. And then we got to this one, and let's say our little rhyme. More on top? Yes. 8 is more than 4. More on top, no need to stop. We can just go ahead and subtract. So we have 8. We are going to take away 4. We do not need to borrow. We have 4 left. We have 2 tens. We're going to take away 1 10. We have 1 10 left. Go ahead and pause the video and check those. Make sure they're correct. And then I need you to get out your next 2 pages. We're going to try to get through both of them. We might not have time, but we're going to try. So page 237 is where we will be next. Go ahead and get that ready. Okay, are you back and ready? Today we're going to talk about bar graphs, but we're going to talk about 2 different kinds of bar graphs. There is the horizontal bar graph and the vertical bar graph. Now we've talked a little bit about horizontal and vertical, but not a lot. So I want to remind you how I remember which way is horizontal and which way is vertical. Because as you can tell by looking at these bar graphs, the lines are going 2 different directions, right? So when I think of horizontal, I think of an uppercase H, and we cross that H by going horizontally. Okay, so horizontal means we're going across. All right? And when I think of vertical, in my mind, I see an arrow that's going down. And so when we are talking about vertical, we're talking about up and down, going up and down, okay? So vertical is up and down, horizontal is across, all right? So that's just kind of a little trick I use to remember. Let's go ahead and practice reading these 2 bar graphs. The first one is titled Coins in My Collection. So this is a a student who collects coins. And these are different countries that he has collected coins or money from. And when we do a bar graph, if we're doing a horizontal bar graph, the names go vertically. The numbers go horizontally. Okay, so we count our numbers horizontally. We draw our bars horizontally. All right. So let's look and see how many coins he has from the United States. Now, I could count my boxes, but I don't really see boxes. I just see a bar. So I'm going to go right here on this bar, and I'm going to drag it right down this line. And I'm going to end up right there on the number 10. So I know that he has 10 coins from the United States. Let's see how many he has from Canada. I'm going to follow the bar across to the line it ends on, draw my line down, and I can see that he has 4 coins from Canada. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to do Mexico, Japan, and India. And when you come back, we'll talk about it. Okay, are you ready? Well, if you check with mine, you can see that he had 8 coins from Mexico, 4 coins from Japan, and 3 coins from India. All right, so let's go down now and look at a vertical bar graph. And the graph that we're using for this one is flowers in my garden. Now, graphs also always have a title, okay? And the title is always written right above the graph so that we know what kind of data or information we're collecting. In a vertical graph, the numbers are written vertically. It always starts at 0, and then it can go up as high as you need it to go, but for this graph, it's going up to 10. The names of the flowers are written across the bottom, and our bars are going up. Now, when we do a vertical bar graph, we always start at the bottom and go up. We never start at the top and go down. Just like when we do a horizontal bar graph, we always start at the left and go to the right, just as if we were reading. All right, so let's go back and let's see how many roses are in our garden. Well, I'm going to follow the bar up, and then I'm just going to draw a line across, and I can see that there are 7 roses in the garden. Let's see how many daisies are in the garden. I'm going to follow my bar up and go across, and I can see that there are 4 daisies in the garden. All right, boys and girls, I would like you to finish the last 3 graphs and pause the video while you do that, and when you come back, we'll check them. Okay, are you back? Let's check it out. I said that there were 8 violets, 6 tulips, and 3 lilies. Do you agree? That was pretty easy. Let's see what they have for us on the back. Okay, on the back it says to write a comparison statement. And a comparison statement is writing something that is the same about 2 things. You know, in reading, when we do compare and contrast, we're comparing things that are similar, we're contrasting things that are different. All right, so we're going to look at this horizontal. You can tell because the bars are going sideways, so it is a horizontal bar graph. And the title of the graph is Awards We Earned. So this is probably a class at school, and these are 4 of the students, Hal, Jory, Carrie, and Pat. And they earned awards throughout the year, and this graph is showing how many awards they earned. Okay, so we're going to follow the line across to Hal and come on down and we can tell that Hal earned 9 awards. Okay, would you go ahead and pause the video for a minute and figure out how many awards the other students earned? Okay, are you ready to check this out? All right, did you say Jory earned 4 and Carrie earned 2 and Pat earned 5? Do we agree on that? All right, number 1 says use the horizontal bar graph, write an is greater than statement. So in the statement that we write, we want to say that somebody's number is greater than somebody else's. Okay, so let's look at that for a minute. And whose number of awards is greater than somebody else's? Well, the easiest one would be to look at Hal, right? Because he earned 9 awards. So Hal earned a greater number of awards than anybody else, right? What if we said Jory? What if we said Jory earned a greater amount of awards than who? Who would the only person be that he earned a greater amount than? Carrie, right? So you can choose whoever you want, but you can't choose Carrie because she earned the least amount of awards. But you can choose any of the others, and I want you to write a sentence that says blank earned a greater amount than blank. Okay, so you do that and make sure and use an uppercase letter and a period at the end, and then pause the video while you do that, and when you come back, we'll check it together. Okay, are you back? So I kind of cheated and I typed my answer in because I don't write with this mouse very good. I wrote Jory earned a greater amount of awards than Carrie. It doesn't matter if you wrote that, or you might have written Hal, or you might have written Pat. Just make sure that the person you wrote at the beginning, their number of awards is greater than the person who you wrote at the end, okay? Number 2 says to make a vertical bar graph. A vertical bar graph means that our numbers are going to start at the bottom and go up, and our names are going to go across. Now we're going to use the same data that they used up here, okay? But we're going to use it down here. So I want you to pause the video in just a minute, and I want you to write your numbers going up vertically, and I want you to write your names, the names of the students, going across vertically, going across horizontally, starting with Hal. Okay, so pause the video and do that, and when you come back, we'll check it. Okay, boys and girls, our time is almost up, but I have gone ahead and filled in the numbers. I want you to check and make sure you have 0 at the bottom and 10 at the top, that you have the students' names, Hal, Jory, Carrie, and Pat. And then I went ahead and drew Hal's vertical bar in. He had 9 awards, and so I drew his bar, or colored his bar in up to the number 9. I want you to finish this vertical bar graph for Jory, Carrie, and Pat, and bring it back tomorrow, and we will check it together. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.